Yo, what's up? Today I'm a hot boy. Hot boy today. Today I have a quick video I want to talk about. It's about expectations and reality. And right now I'm in my house, just in case you guys are wondering. I'm in the house right now, so I'm trying to do certain things. It's gonna rain, so I'm trying to prepare it, hopefully, so there's no more rain enters the house. But anyways. So today, what I want to talk about is expectations and why I think honestly, like, you can't worry about too much of what people are gonna expect of you, right? Because a lot of times people have like all these expectations of us, all these things we should be doing with our lives, and it's so confusing. Because I was like, isn't this my life to live? Isn't this things that I should be doing, that I want to do with my life, right? Because I feel like sometimes people get the idea, whether it's like family, friends, people you're working with, whatever the case may be, like they have a specific idea of what you should be as a person based on what they're expecting from other people. No, like, I'm expecting me to be me, right? And if I have good expectations, or if I'm content with certain things, if I don't want like above and beyond, or maybe I just want to be more simple, whatever the case may be, whatever it is, if I want the stars and the moon, or I just want to, the simple dimple imple life, like that's up to me. That's my life, right? And I feel like a lot of times people put their expectations on you, and they try to like force you into this bubble of what you should be. And I'm just like, to me that's kind of crazy, right? And I'm just realizing it because I had like experience like a little family, like a family, I don't want to say like a family issue, like it's not really my issue, but it's kind of like this thing that they want to do, and I'm not interested in it. And it's just like, oh well, you should do it because it's going to help you financially and all these things and X, Y, Z. And I have my own fucking reasons why I don't want to be in this type of thing, and I don't want to really delve into what kind of things these are. They're not, it's not, I don't feel like that's up for me to discuss necessarily, maybe not at this moment in time, but it's just not for me, right? And I kept getting like, oh, and I'll use an example, right? Because they were showing me like, oh, like you could make passive income and all these things, and there's like so many things coming out like to refute that, saying like passive income is like a scam and things like that. And not to say people cannot make passive income, but passive income is not for most people. Most people aren't gonna be sitting there trying to figure out how to get 7 different forms of smaller income. Like it's not realistic for the modern Joe, for everyday Joe. It's really not. Like if you have something going on for you on the side, outside of your regular job, like that's awesome, that's great. But if you don't, that's fine, right? And I feel like because there's like financial expectations that other people have of you, especially family, sometimes friends, but like especially your family. And it's just like, I'm chilling, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fine. And it's like when you don't want things that they don't want, all of a sudden, you're not believing, and you're not seeing the vision and all these things. And it's like, I'm sorry, like I've seen the mistakes other people made, and I'm not trying to repeat it. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times people, they might think what they're doing is fine, but I might look at it as a mistake, or I might look at it as an error in certain ways, and I don't want to take part in it, and I have every right not to. So if I say no, like I'm sorry, I'm not into that, let it be what it is. But unfortunately, people don't want to let that go. They want to feel like they know every single thing. They want to be right about absolutely everything. And like I said about this before, nobody knows every single thing. You're never going to be right at every single thing in life. You're just not. Like that's like that has to be some type of sentient being kind of thing. Like you have to be like God, and none of us is that. Okay, we ain't got that type of power. We ain't got that mind to know every single aspect of life. It's impossible. So why should your expectations be what my life should be? What? That's just so ludicrous to me. And I'm like I said, I'm coming to the realization that it really honestly clicked like like a few weeks ago. My big old age of 27, like it really clicked for me, because I was like, damn, like and like I said, like sometimes people have good expectations of you, but just because they're good expectations doesn't mean what you're doing in life is necessarily bad, right? Or just because you're working, your job might be a little bit more regular schmegular, or you might be working at, like, I don't know, like a laundromat or something simple, or whatever your job may be, or whatever you're doing with your life. Just because somebody else doesn't agree with it doesn't mean like you're living your life wrong. You know, there's certain things I go by in life. Are your bills paid? Do you got money for health, you know, to go to the doctor and stuff like that? Do you have time to hang out with your friends and family and do your hobbies that you like and focus on things that you want to do with your life? Do you have time to do all that? Do you have time for your loves? Do you have romance and all these things? Are you happy in those aspects? Because like, we put so much expectations on, especially when people do for their work. Like, excuse me, mind your business. It's not that serious. You know, not everybody's gonna be a fucking 100K a year doctor, or a spaceship engineer, or, you know, or NASA interstellar time traveler. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that's not for everybody, and nobody's gonna be that. And it's so unrealistic to like put that on other people. Like, let people live and figure out their own lives. Now, granted, like, you know, sometimes we can always help each other, and then people don't always have to take the help, because, you know, we all have our own past, and we all have our own struggles that we're gonna have to go through, and then we have to figure out on our own. Sometimes there are smart people that do take the advice, and they do take what they need from it, and there are some people that don't take nothing from nobody, and they're gonna struggle their whole life, and that's their life. That's up to them. You can't stress what other people are gonna do with their life. You just gotta do what you gotta do for yourself to make sure you're good. Like I said, everybody has their own choice to do what they have to do, and I feel like, as long as you're not negatively impacting other people, live your life. Don't worry about what other people do, because I've had people like talk about, like, oh, like, I work at this specific job, and they're like shameful because of where they work, or whatever the case may be, or like I don't know, maybe somebody's like a garbage man or something. I don't know, like, or you're a dishwasher at a store or whatever. Like, listen, do what you gotta do, and do what you want to do. So if you're cool with that, and that's your business, that's your business. We got to stop worrying about what other people are expecting of us, and just do what we're expecting of ourselves. Because I have a lot of expectations of what I want to do with my life and where I want to be, and, you know, what I'm doing is getting me to it. So therefore, I'm not gonna stress it. You know, like, if I make 100K a year, you know, that'd be nice, but I don't. But what I do make pays my bills. Pays my bills. It gets me to where I need to be. I can pay my car insurance and all that. I'm happy. I have time to do things that I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that are really more important in life. Because I feel like a lot, especially, let me say something, especially about, like, because this is like a financial thing and stuff like that. Not in a financial advice, but especially when it comes to money isn't everything. And I really wish people would understand that, right? Because like one of my siblings, right, he would always like watch stocks and do stocks and get into that type of thing. And I'm just like, I wish he would just do other things. He says, look at that. And like, he's not even working right now, but he's young. So like, he'll figure it out. And I think I'm at that point in life where, like, I can't worry about what other people are going to do, right? If that's what he decides he wants to do, he wants to go chase the bag and figure out how he can get rich, X, Y, and Z, and all these things. That's him. That's his life, and I cannot convince him to do anything else. Right? I think that's the major part. A lot of times people forget is like, you can't convince people of anything. You can present them an argument, and they can, and if they're open-minded enough, they can see where you're coming from, and they might be able to take bits and pieces from what you're trying to say. But if they don't see it like that, then they don't see it like that. And honestly, you won't be the one to do that. You won't be the one to change somebody's perspective like that. You could try, but I could damn near say it's impossible. Not impossible, but like it's a 90-10 situation. People have to learn on their own, and they got to learn through their own experiences. Because that's usually how most people learn. Like, you learn the stove is hot because you touched the stove and you burnt the shit out of your hand. You learn not to run with scissors because you fell with it and you cut yourself. You learn not to drive 90 on the highway because your car swerved to crash. You know what I'm saying? Like, you learn not to do certain things because you experiences the consequences of your actions or your inactions, right? You learn that you miss opportunities because you waited too long. You learn you made a miss out of a job because you didn't apply on time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there's things that you're just gonna experience in life because you have to experience it, like, and therefore nobody else can expect you to do anything other than what you need to do. And if you don't feel like that's for you, that's not for you. Maybe not that specific point in time. Maybe it is something you need to do. Maybe you have a kid and you're not taking care of your kid, and people are expecting you to take care of your kid because that's the proper expectations. But you can't force somebody to do that. Only that person can come to the conclusion that I need to do this for whoever I need to do this for, but you can't really force them to do it. You can't really force people to do that. And you can't beat yourself up because you didn't meet every expectations that somebody has on you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in my tiny house, and like I said, I've made plenty of mistakes. I wish I had all the help to build this damn thing, but I didn't. I was pretty much on my own with this. You know, my friend came today to help me. Shout out to my friend. Somebody hit her car today, unfortunately. It wasn't like crazy, but like, shout out to my friend because, you know, that kind of killed their mood. But it wasn't like too bad, but I hope that it's not going to be too much of a fix. But my friend came to help, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I have supportive friends that support me and are happy for me that I'm choosing to do this with my life. And I feel like that's the kind of support that I want, and I feel like I don't really get that from my family, right? I mean, like, there's a few family members that are like cool, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, especially like with the older folks, you try to like tell them, yeah, I'm building a tiny house, I'm doing this, that. They're like, what? Why don't you get a house? Why don't you get a mortgage? Why don't you do this? I'm like, because I don't want to. I simply do not want to. Like, I don't want all of that. You know, it's like, oh, why don't you go to culinary school because you're good at making cakes, and why don't you do this and that? Because I don't want to. I simply don't want to. I'm content with where I'm at in life. I'm content with where I'm going. I'm not in a race to throw my life away. I don't want to put myself in debt over a piece of paper. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. I feel like I could make the same amount of money if I work a little bit harder and I apply myself, and I can still get where I need to get. That's just my opinion. Is it statistically more likely that people with degrees make more money than people without? Of course it is. Of course it is. It is. But that's fine. I'm content with what I have. I'm happy. I'm cool and I'm good. I don't need to be a billionaire, a millionaire. I'm good. I don't want to necessarily open up my own shop and sell my own stuff. Right? I don't want to like be up early in the morning baking, running my own business. Not necessarily that. I don't want that kind of commitment. Do I think I could do it? Yeah, of course I think I could do it. I think I could do it. I think if I applied myself, I could really succeed. You know, but business is tough, and business is a headache, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I really don't. So, you know, it might be a good idea, and it probably is, but honestly, like, I don't want it. And I feel like a lot of times people are like, they get so like dumbfounded when you tell them, like, they're like, you don't want what? Like, yeah, I don't want to. I'm good. I'm good clocking in. I'm good leaving at 3. I'm happy. I'm fine. And it's like people always want to compare. People always want to compare you to like everything. Oh, well, so and so is making 80K because they did this and this and that, and they just graduated. Okay, cool. I'm happy for them, but like, we're not the same person. I'm glad they're doing whatever with their life. But you don't have to, like, we don't have to compare every single thing and like pick people apart. That's so unnecessary. And it's so frustrating. It's just like, damn, let people live their life. Like, it's like I said, if your bills are paid, you got money for medical, and you got, you know, insurance and all those things that you got covered, and you got funds to enjoy your life, and you could travel and do whatever you want to do with your life. If you're able to do it without financial restrictions, then, you know, whatever you're doing with your life, that's your life, that's your business. Unless, like, we don't need people to compare us, like, every single, like, opportunity they can get. Oh, well, UPS drivers make $40 an hour. Okay, cool. I don't want to be a fucking UPS driver. Like, Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like money isn't everything, and we need to stop like putting all these expectations onto people as if they need to be doing all these things. Life's still gonna be struggle whether you're doing this or not. Like, there's still gonna be problems. There is. But that's my video. I got a little bit ranty towards the end. But yeah, that's all I had to say, because I had it on my mind. I was just like, I'm just gonna say it right now. And it's just like I said, like, it really dawned on me like a few weeks ago, because I was like, and the craziest thing is like there's like, you would like expect people to know what they're talking about, but the biggest expectation and the biggest mistake you could make in that is that they can also be wrong, right? Sometimes people act like they know everything and they're just talking out their booty hole. They don't always know what they're saying, but they're convinced, right? They're convinced they know what they're doing, and they damn sure don't. So don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If you're in your right lane, you're on your path, you're getting your money, you're doing what you say, you're hustling, you're doing whatever, you're good, you're fine. Keep it up. You know, and that's not to say like we can't listen to other people or hear where other people are coming from. Like I said, be open to other opinions. That's fine. But you know, everybody has their own path in life. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody want to be a billionaire. Not everybody want to have a 2-3 story ass house. Not everybody, like, different people want different things in life. So if what you're doing is taking you to the direction of what you want to do with your life, then do you. You know, and if you have questions about what you want to do, and you have questions of how to get where you want to get, and you know people can answer that, that's completely fine to ask questions to get you to the direction that you want to get. But like I said, take everybody's information with a grain of salt, because not everybody knows what they're talking about. So that's gonna be it for the video. But thank you guys for watching. Appreciate y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video.